Okay, so are you ready to unpack this Solana surge? Buckle up, because we're going to dive deep into why this blockchain is making headlines. Think of Solana as this platform where developers are building like the next generation of applications, especially in those exciting areas like, decentralized finance, DeFi for short, and NFTs, those things you keep hearing about. But what's got everyone buzzing is its speed and low transaction fees. And this recent price surge that's frankly pretty remarkable. We're talking a new all-time high, surpassing even its previous peak.
Yeah, it's definitely turning heads, in fact. Solana just flipped Cardano to grab that number 8 spot in market cap rankings. And the trading volume, is through the roof. This isn't just some lucky streak, though.
Yeah.
It really points to this deeper story of growing interest and adoption.
Right. And this new all-time high, what kind of jump are we actually talking about here? Paint us a picture.
We were looking at gains of over 400% since the beginning of the year. To put that in perspective, if you had invested $1,000 in SOL back in January, you'd be sitting on over $5,000 right now. It's the kind of return that gets people's attention.
Wow, that's a serious return. But what I find fascinating is that this isn't just a solo act, right? It feels like a whole wave is lifting Solana up.
You're absolutely right. There are a number of factors at play here. And one that's impossible to ignore is that influx of institutional interest. We're seeing these big players, like hedge fund, Jump Crypto, not only investing in Solana, but actively participating in its development. They're building on it, contributing to its growth.
So it's not just about buying SOL tokens, it's about actually engaging with the ecosystem. That's a whole other level of commitment. What else is driving this surge? I know you mentioned network innovations. Spill the tea.
Okay, so Solana's developers haven't been resting on their laurels. They've been rolling out these upgrades and features that make it even more appealing for building applications. One standout is their latest protocol update, which is like significantly boosted transaction speeds by just optimizing the way data is processed.
Okay, wait, hold on. Give us a concrete example. How much faster are we talking here?
Well before the update, Solana could already handle an impressive 65,000 transactions per second. This update has pushed that number even higher, putting it ahead of giants like Visa, which processes around 1,700 transactions per second.
Whoa, that's mind-blowing. So Solana is not just fast, it's leaving traditional payment processors in the dust. And to add fuel to the fire, we've got this almost palpable market sentiment. Everyone's whispering that Solana could be the next Ethereum, the next big thing in the smart contract space. What's your take on this?
It's certainly the buzzword on everyone's lips, isn't it? Ethereum,
Yeah.
while dominant, it's been grappling with these scalability issues and high gas fees. This has created an opportunity for challengers like Solana to step in and offer this more efficient alternative.
Okay, so there's this sense of anticipation, almost like people are placing bets on who will win the race to become the leading smart contract platform.
That's a great way to put it. Investors are looking for that next big opportunity. And Solana,
Oh.
with its speed and lower costs, is looking like a very attractive bet.
And it's not just about the tech itself, right? There's this incredible ecosystem flourishing on top of Solana. We're talking gaming, DeFi, metaverse platforms. It's like a whole new world is being built there.
The growth of the Solana ecosystem is really one of the most compelling aspects of its story. Remember those DeFi protocols we mentioned earlier? Well, there's a whole ecosystem of them on Solana, allowing users to lend, borrow, and trade cryptocurrencies without traditional intermediaries like banks.
So it's like building a parallel financial system on the blockchain. That's got to be shaking things up a bit, right?
It's definitely disruptive.
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting about it. And the DeFi space is just one piece of the puzzle. There are NFT marketplaces, gaming platforms where players can own and trade in-game assets, even decentralized social media networks being built on Solana. This diversity and activity signal that developers are choosing Solana, which in turn attracts more users and fuels demand.
It's like this self-reinforcing cycle of growth and innovation. And all of this, of course, is reflected in that impressive price surge we were talking about.
Exactly. The price is just a reflection of the underlying value being created, the belief in Solana's potential. It's this fascinating interplay between technology community and market forces.
But let's not get carried away with all the hype, right? I'm all for exploring the potential. But every technology has its challenges, doesn't it? Solana can't be immune to that. What are some of those bumps in the road, things that could throw a wrench in the works?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No technology is perfect. And Solana faces its own set of challenges. One that comes up frequently is network congestion. Remember how we talked about those blazing fast transaction speeds? Well, that speed comes at a price.
There's always a trade-off, isn't there?
Exactly. As more users and applications flock to Solana, the network can get bogged down. leading to like slower transaction times and higher fees. It's like rush hour traffic, but on the blockchain. We saw this happen back in May when a surge in NFT minting activity caused the network to like stall temporarily.
So it's like a growing city that hasn't quite built out its infrastructure yet. To handle all these new residents coming in, what's being done to address this? Are Solana's developers just sitting back and watching this traffic jam get worse?
Not at all. They're actively working on solutions. To improve scalability, one approach is to implement sharding, which is this technique that breaks the network into smaller, more manageable pieces. This allows parallel processing of transactions, increasing the overall capacity.
Okay, so it's like adding more lanes to the highway to accommodate all those extra cars. What else is on their roadmap to tackle these growing pains?
Another focus is on optimizing the consensus mechanism, which is the process by which the network agrees on the validity of transactions. They're exploring these new approaches that can enhance efficiency and reduce the load on individual nodes. It's this constant game of innovation and optimization to stay ahead of the curve.
Makes sense. And let's not forget about the elephant in the room, regulation. Governments around the world are still trying to figure out how to approach this whole cryptocurrency thing. That uncertainty has got to create some anxiety for investors, right?
Regulation is indeed a big factor, and it's one that's evolving rapidly. We're seeing these different approaches emerge, from embracing innovation to outright bans. This uncertainty can definitely create volatility and impact investor sentiment.
So it's like navigating uncharted territory, where the rules of the game can change at any moment. What are some of the specific concerns around regulation when it comes to Solana?
One area of focus is on decentralized exchanges, or DX, which operate on Solana. Regulators are concerned about potential money laundering and market manipulation activities that could occur on these platforms.
So it's this balancing act between fostering innovation and ensuring consumer protection. How is Solana addressing these regulatory concerns? Are they engaging with policymakers at all?
Absolutely. Solana's foundation, which supports the development and growth of the ecosystem, is actively engaging with regulators around the world. They're working to educate policymakers about the technology, its potential benefits, and how it can be regulated in a way that promotes responsible innovation.
It sounds like a delicate dance between pushing boundaries and playing by the rules. And let's not forget about the competition. The blockchain space is incredibly dynamic, with new projects popping up all the time. How is Solana positioning itself to stay ahead of the curve?
The competition is fierce, and it's one of the most exciting aspects of this space. It pushes everyone to innovate and improve. Solana have a few key advantages that are helping it to stand out.
Okay, lay it on us. What are these secret weapons that are giving Solana an edge?
First, there's the speed and scalability we've been discussing. It's a major differentiator in a world that demands instant gratification. Second, Solana has this very active and passionate developer community, which is constantly building and innovating. This vibrant ecosystem is a huge asset. And finally, Solana has attracted significant investment from some of the biggest names in the crypto world, which gives it a certain level of credibility and resources.
So it's like a trifecta: speed, community, and backing. That's a powerful combination. But even with all these advantages, there are still risks, right? I mean, the crypto world is notoriously volatile. What are some of the things that could derail Solana's success, even with all the positive momentum?
You're right. Volatility is always a concern in the crypto space. Market sentiment can shift quickly, and unforeseen events can impact the price of any asset, including SOL. We saw this play out recently when rumors circulated about a potential security vulnerability in the network, causing a temporary dip in the price.
So even with all the technological advances, perception still plays a huge role. It's almost like a psychological game, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to separate the hype from the fundamentals, to understand the technology, the team behind it, and the factors driving its growth. That's what allows you to make informed decisions, regardless of market fluctuations.
So we've covered the drivers, the challenges, the risks, but let's bring this back to our listener. What does all of this mean for someone who's trying to understand where the crypto world is headed? Where does Solana fit into this larger picture?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And as we've discussed, the answer is far from simple. Solana's journey highlights this larger trend in the blockchain space, the shift from simply using blockchain for transactions to building these entire ecosystems on these platforms.
It's like we're moving from a world of isolated islands to interconnected continents, all powered by this decentralized technology. What are the implications of this shift? What does it mean for the future of finance technology, even society as a whole?
It's hard to overstate the potential impact. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we interact with data, how we build and manage communities, even how we define value itself.
That's a pretty mind-blowing thought. And Solana, with its speed scalability and vibrant ecosystem, seems to be right at the forefront of this revolution.
It's certainly a key player in the game, and its success or failure will have ripple effects throughout the entire blockchain landscape. What's fascinating is that we're still in the early stages of this technological evolution.
So we're not just talking about the price of SOL. We're talking about the future of how we live, work, and interact with the world around us. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've explored the factors fueling Solana's meteoric rise. We delved into the challenges it faces and considered its place in this larger blockchain revolution. It's been quite a journey. What are some key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that Solana's success isn't just about hype. It's really backed by genuine innovation. From its lightning-fast transaction speeds to its vibrant and growing ecosystem, there are tangible reasons why it's attracting attention from both developers and investors.
Right. It's not just some flash in the pan. There's real substance behind all the excitement. But as we discussed, there are also risks and challenges to consider. It's not this guaranteed path to success, is it?
Exactly. Network congestion, regulatory uncertainty, and fierce competition. Those are all factors that could impact Solana's trajectory. So it's important for anyone looking to get involved to approach it with this balanced perspective, weighing the potential rewards against the inherent risks.
So it's not like a set it and forget it investment. It requires active engagement and a willingness to stay informed about the evolving landscape. But even with these risks, there's something undeniably compelling about Solana's story, isn't there?
It really captures that spirit of innovation and disruption that drives the entire blockchain space. It's a reminder that we're still in the early stages of a technological revolution that has the potential to reshape the world as we know it.
And that's what makes it so exciting, right? We're witnessing the birth of a new era, and Solana is right there on the front lines, pushing boundaries, challenging the status quo.
It's this fascinating experiment unfolding in real time, and the outcome is far from certain. Will Solana become the dominant force in the blockchain world? Or will it be just one chapter in a much larger story? Only time will tell.
It's like watching this high-stakes poker game, and we're all holding our breath to see who comes out on top. But regardless of the outcome, one thing is clear. Solana's journey highlights the transformative power of blockchain technology.
It's a testament to the power of decentralized systems, community-driven development, and the relentless pursuit of innovation. Whether you're a seasoned investor or simply curious about the future of technology, Solana's story is one worth paying attention to.
So there you have it, our deep dive into the world of Solana. It's a world of speed, innovation, and boundless potential, but also one of challenges and uncertainty. As we wrap up, I'm left with one final thought for our listener to ponder. Is Solana like a shooting star, blazing across the night sky, destined to fade away? Or is it a supernova, about to illuminate the entire universe? The answer, my friend, is yours to discover. Fossil